Alright, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been creating a series of video presentations for the Rankin Technical College AWD Application and Web Development 1111 .NET Framework with Web Databases class. I've pretty much just started Chapter 6, although the first presentations, even though it only covered about 10 pages, took 40 minutes, and I apologize because I said I was going to try to keep these 30 minutes or less. Alright, so for updating the view, I did go in and I did change the name under Views, Product Image, Create to Upload. Alright, it says Next, Modify to allow the user to submit, etc. So let me grab these. And what was I supposed to do here? Modify the file. So I have the create.cshtml, which is now upload.cshtml. Alright. First thing I want to do is to change the title. And then we are told what? We want this using thing in here right away. Right now we got this using HTML.begin form, and we're going to change that to this. Alright, in that div, I believe that's all the changes. So let's take a quick look at what we did do. First thing we did should just make sense to you. In other words, we changed the title from create to upload product image and changed that accordingly. Alright. You'll notice that we made this a multi-part form data here. That's required for uploading files. Okay. The other change is to change the button text to upload. So let's take a look and see. I'm going to save this. I haven't built the solution in a while, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to come in here and see after we build this if it looks like this. Okay. So when this comes up, like it's up, we want to go to product images upload. Remember, that's the old create. And we get an error. It says that it's in line 3. Now I know what it could be. It might be that it expects those two lines to be together. I'm not sure. Let's try that first of all before we do anything else. See if we get the same error or we don't get an error. Okay, this looks the same as what you see on page 116 in the book. And the author next says, let me get rid of both of these here. The author next says that the final changes needed are to add some links to the new view, modify the view shared layout CSHTML file, and down on the bottom here, after that route link, I believe that's where this goes. Let's see. We want to add a line here, and again, I'm to the point where I think it's making more sense for me to just copy the code from the text. Following this, modify the views product images index file to change a line of code. Let's just save everything here. Product images index. We want to change this action link to change this line of code in order to create a new upload view. Oh, I gotcha. So there, I don't see a create new in there. There it is. So we want to change this create new, create, to an action link, upload new image, upload. All right. Start the website and navigate to the product images upload page. Click the upload without entering anything, and we should get an error message that says please choose a file. So let's save everything and run this. Alright, there we go. Choose a file. Click upload without entering anything, and we should get an error message that says please choose a file. Good. Following this, download the Chapter 6 solution from Apex. Now try to upload a bitmap file. It should respond with an error message because it's not a bitmap file. It's not what's considered to be a valid file. Let's do this. Let's go out to Google Images. Okay, here's a bitmap, it looks like. Save image as. No, it says it's a JPEG. Suppose these all say that, but they're not going to be. All right, let's go back to Google. Well, see if I have any bitmaps in here in my own stuff. You know what? I have to do what they say here. So the author says that all worked. Download the Chapter 6 solution from the Apex website. I'm just going to grab here this. Well, it looks like there's the source code. And I think I did have this before a while back and I forgot all about it. So let's clone or download. Let's download the zip, so we've got that. Now let's go to the Chapter 6 solution. There we go. And content, product images. Okay, I'm going to, there we go. I guess I'm going to have to do it the other way. It says so you're opening in 2 minutes. Sorry, this is taking a bit longer than I thought. Let's pause for about a minute here. Alright, this has pretty much come back up, so let me go to the desktop. I'm going to, there is the chapter coming, is the Chapter 6 source. There it is, because I don't want you to think I'm doing anything I shouldn't be doing. Alright, baby store, contents, product images. Let's right mouse click on here and do a view, details, type, well, and I'm trying to look to see if I do have any. These are all JPEG files in here, everything that's in here. As are these. So we're told to try to upload the bitmap file, bitmap01, which, there it is. Hey. Let's see if we brought that up in Paint, what it is. There it is, bitmap01. Okay. So I'm going to run this program. And I'm going to try to put in here bitmap01.bmp and upload. Okay, let's try it from choose file. Alright, bitmap01, upload. The file must be JPEG, etc., and less than 2 meg. So that one worked. Then we're supposed to go back over here again. Let's do another view, details. Let's do it by size, and this large image. Okay, upload, same message. And so you know that, notice that in both cases, it does not work. Alright, so our error conditions are working. Next, try to upload the image 01 file. The file will be allowed. The database table product images will now contain a record for the 01, and the image will have been resized if required and stored. Okay, so let's go back in here. Image 01. Alright, upload, it's a JPEG. Okay, there it is. So that worked. And according to our author now, we can come back in here. Stop the run here because I think it's important to do this. Come back in here. Now show the table data that's in here. There's the ID of 1 and there's the file name. So that worked. It also says if we go into our contents, and into our did not put that in there. The images should appear there. Well, let's see. Let's make sure. So let's refresh. All right. After I refresh, let's take this and close it. There's our image 01 and our image 01. All right. So this image 01 is under product images. This one is under thumbnails. All right, file uploads now work. However, users can upload the same file into the system more than once. Ideally, this should not be allowed. So to prevent this from happening, we're going to add a unique constraint that is not a key to the database. Now, think what that means. All right, I've given this example in class before where when we talk about something being unique, let's suppose for a minute, let's suppose that every employee who works for a company has both an employee ID and a social security number. All right, and furthermore, let's suppose that we use the employee ID as the primary key. We may make the social security number, and actually we should put a unique constraint on that as well. What that means is no two people are allowed to have the same social security number, which would be what you would want anyway. So what we want to do here is we want to go into our models folder, and under our product image.cs file, we want to make some changes. Notice there's not much in there right now. All right. I'm going to grab this file, I'm going to copy it to the clipboard, paste it in again, .schema. We're not using it yet, which is why it's gray. All right. And when we've got the stuff in here, we're going to add a couple more annotations. String length 100, and also the one that'll get the schema will be this one. All right, and you notice that's no longer grayed out. We can go in here and we can remove these unnecessary ones. There we go. So what this line right here did, that line in blue, line 11, was it added a unique constraint, and in the line above it applied a maximum length to the file name field. So it is no longer an nvarchar max. This is required because SQL Server applies a maximum size of 900 bytes for index key columns, and without it, the application of the index would fail. Now, to do this, we're going to need to add a new migration, all right, which we'll call unique file name. So I need to come back down here. Haven't been here for a while. So add migration, and we're calling this unique file name. Which is going to add some more stuff over here again in our, there we go, in our config, in our migrations folder. All right, and we want to update the database. After we do all that, and this comes back, all right, I am going to right mouse click on product images and go to open table definition. And what you should notice when we look in here, cut this down, in varchar 100, where previously there was a max in there. All right, close, close. Okay. So let's run the program. Let's save it. Run the program again. We're purposely going to introduce an error in here. We are going to purposely introduce an error in here. All right? So we notice, you may or may not have noticed, we already had product image 01. We're going to try to load it again. And notice when we try to do the save changes, we get an error because we're attempting to put a duplicate in there. All right. Now the author comes in on page 120. Let's just close the run here, stop the run, and go back to here. And the author mentions here, so we did that. We did all this. Everything was cool. All right. We just did that. Now, it didn't show this error, but it did break in the program. All right. So to display a more meaningful message to the user, we need to add some error handling so that the website can respond with an error in the view rather than the standard generated error message. To add error handling, let's go to the HTTP post of upload in the product images controller. I am going to close a bunch of this stuff. I'm going to leave the product images controller open. All right, because they just said in the product images controller we should find the HTTP post of the upload. Whoops. This down, this over, this over. Remember, the create is the one that we changed to upload. So there it is. All right, now we want to check, and if that model state is valid, let's just grab everything that's in there for that. So I'm going to remove all of this, paste this in. Now it's only partially there. Again, don't let that bother you. We'll fix it in just a minute. All right, and go up onto the next page here. Bring all that in. so let's clean this thing up. So catch, probably this means I've got to add, yep, there's a using, so that'll fix that. New product image. Try this, catch this, SQL exception. It's another using. Okay. Again, we're getting this error right here, the file plus file name plus, because it's over more than one line. Already exists. Please try to delete it. Try again if you wish to re-add it, so that'll fix that. Else, same kind of thing. Alright, so after that else, we want the return view, which is in there. Okay. This should now be changed. It doesn't show it as being a change here, but it says here redirect to action index. That's what it shows in the book. And then here a return view. All right, now I believe everything is in sync. Also add the following two using statements at the top of the file. Well, those are the ones I put in. All right, the data entity, the SQL, data entity infrastructure and the SQL client. All right. This code uses a try-catch to attempt to save the database changes or catch an exception of the type DB update exception. It then checks the inner exception property of the inner exception. It then checks the inner exception property of the exception to check if the exception is 260. This is the SQL exception number for trying to insert a duplicate key when a unique index is in place. If it is 260, the error is added to the model state to notify us that it already exists. If the exception is a different number, a more generic error message is thrown. So let's go back, save, try to run this again. I'm already at 33 minutes, so as soon as I get done with this, we will stop part 2. So we've already got image 1 in there. We're going to attempt to upload it again. There it is. Already exists in the system. Please delete it and try again if you wish to re-add it. Perfect. All right. The next thing we're supposed to do is to allow for multiple file uploads. As of right now, we can only upload an image at a time, and we'd like to change that so we can upload about 10 images at a time. All right, I will do that in the next part of this presentation.